My ancestors. This press briefing attempt to doctor the Ohanaeze reports. The directive by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the implementation of the Ohanaeze report was received with delight by a vast majority of Nigerians. Ohanaeze Youth Council worldwide inclusive. We have always advocated that the cost of governance be curtailed amid the dwindling economic fortunes of the country. However, we are taken aback by a recent doctoral report planted by fifth columnists, in which they listed the Project Development Institute, PRODA Enugu, as one of the agencies of government to be matched or scrapped. We received this great consternation and shock, considering the clear provisions of the recent report, as well as the report by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, which formed the government white paper. The SGF report, titled Restructuring and Rationalization of Federal Government Parastatals, Commissions and Agencies, clearly provides in item D that 1. The government accepts the recommendations that A. NASENI and NCAM be matched, but with the exclusion of FIRO and PRODA. With the above, one then wonders the intent and drive of those behind the list being circulated in the media space. A little look into history shows that PRODA was a creation of the defunct East Central State Government. It was created through an edict in 1971. It was charged with the broad function of generating and catalyzing industrialization by carrying out industrial research from the laboratory stage to the pilot plant stage, and by rendering consultancy services to the governments, industries, and individuals. PRODA is one of the oldest research institutions under the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. When the East Central State was split in 1976, the federal government recognized the need not to balkanize PRODA by the emerging states, and hence took it over as a federal government research institute. Ever since then, PRODA has evolved under different leadership, expressing neglect from one time to the other. However, within the last few years, like a human being who miraculously came back out of coma, PRODA again became a synergy of all eyes, with a lot of reforms being initiated to take it back to the glory days. Without mentioning words, it is clear that the same people who held PRODA down over the years are in it again, the enemies of Ndigbo. This time, they want to kill it completely for a reason best known to them, but definitely not in national interest. The only interest is that anything associated with Ndigbo must not be allowed to survive. Why? These are people who feel that the civil war has not ended and that anything cited in Igbo land must be emasculated. They profess one Nigeria, but their actions show totally different things. They tend to forget that PRODA is not serving Igbo land, but the nation, and has been clearly positioned to take research and development to another level. Nigeria is a nation that totally depends on importation without producing anything. And this is the bane of the economy. Under such circumstances, an agency like PRODA deserves all the attention and funding it can get. We therefore want those doctoring the Ohanaeze report to keep PRODA away from their evil agenda, as any attempt to implement the compromised version the compromised version, I repeat, any attempt to implement the compromised version will not augur well, and it will be resisted. Enough of this humiliation and insult to the sensibility of Ndigbo. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council worldwide gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu our total support during the last presidential election, and we want the president to succeed. That is why we insisted that the anti-Tinubu protests can never hold him in Southeast, because we hold the president in high esteem and we supported him. We cannot destroy the house we built. However, he should be worried of. However, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be worried of those planting seed of discord and working hard to discredit his government. We urge Mr. President to discard the doctored report and stick with the original version as contained in the SGF's letter dated April 8. SGF's letter dated April 8. Stick with that one, 2014. We once more reaffirm our unflinching support to Mr. President as he navigates the country out of this present economic crisis. Indeed, this administration shall succeed to the shame of the naysayers. Thank you and remain blessed. Maazi Okunabike, Ohanaeze Youth Council President worldwide. Ndigbo. The SGF report titled Restructuring, Rationalization of Federal Government Parastatals, Commissions and Agencies clearly provides in item D that the government accepts the recommendation that A, NASENI and NCAM be matched, but with the exclusion of Firo and Proda. I can tell it now. So the enemies of Ndigbo now doctored this report and included Proda, so that whatever can become that we are too small to be cited such a federal government agency in Southeast. That is it. It's just envy and jealousy. So those who are still fighting war that has ended since 1976.
So now what will be your take in case if it's not after the
saying the enemies of Ndigbo, they are circulating a fake document which is not in the original report. If eventually they succeeded in intimidating, the continuous intimidation and marginalization, we will run to the president. He has the final arbiter. He's the final arbiter.
If I understand this question
very well. Didn't specify what you are saying. The fake list circulating is to scrap Proda. To scrap it just because it's in the Southeast.
Not too much.
Not too much. I'm not talking of matching. I'm talking of scrap it. And we cannot. So many of our youths, so many Igbo youths, they are not only they are into not only research. They manufacture motor parts. They're the only company in the country that produce pencil. The only manufacturing company in the country. No other one. The others do assembling. But this one produced with raw materials from here. So that product deserves some commendation. The management deserves some commendations. They should be encouraged not to scrap it, or not to maybe henna, or not to use because of envy, and maybe try to play some games with it.
My own question, since you said yes,
so many things like this has come up, the enemies diverted it with this same attitude. That's why we are shouting on top of our voices that the president should come to our rescue. They are at it again. Just because it's in Ndigbo land. So the president should come to our rescue. Disregard those fake words circulating. Spare Proda. If you scrap Proda today, this hunger you're talking about this one is primary. You see secondary one. Many people are working there in Southeast. Many workers, both youth, women, and old men. So if you scrap it, just because it's in the Southeast, what's the benefit? Let us look about the benefits of that product. They manufacture motor parts. People go there to buy some parts. They manufacture. Give them the sample. They'll produce it. So it doesn't call for scrapping it or calling for the enemies to use because it's in Igbo land and try to end it. No. So let's think of production. Let's encourage any agency that produces. Let's encourage it. Okay, think about now. There's a company in Kaduna that produces 504 them. No longer there. Most of the assembly plants, many things has gone. This one remaining, let us encourage it. Let's encourage those remaining because we need more. We want to be producing. Thank you.